Hey YouTube, Psychopathic One back with episode 2 of the Halloween edition of my video reviews. This time I'm gonna be reviewing an okay film. It takes a while for it to get good, like 30 minutes, but that's way too long for it to get good. But it's an okay film. Like on a cheese factor from 1 to 10, it's about a 3. 3 or 4, somewhere around there. And that film is Scarecrow. It's the story of a boy named Lester. Not really a talkative social person, um, because most of the kids in his school are total assholes to him. Um, so what happens is a girl by the name of Judy, she actually stands up for him, and they become friends and all that. But his mom, basically the definition of trailer park trash, and what happens is she brings her boyfriend into the trailer and everything, and they start to go at it, and the dude's basically just an all-out douchebag, and he decides he's gonna fuck with Lester, and what happens is when he's fucking with Lester, he ends up Lester, he's just drawing a picture for Judy to say thank you for being a friend. And then what happens is Lester gets really pissed off at Judy because he ends up finding her at a party, partying with the kids who bullied him. And what happens is one of them ends up attempting to kiss Judy, and Judy kisses back, and Lester happens to see it. And he goes home, and he wants to go home and cry, and then what happens is he prays to the Scarecrow and asks, why does it have to be this way? Why? And then basically the Scarecrow is really his only friend. Like, it doesn't talk or anything like that. But it's a cool looking Scarecrow, by the way, right there. Um, anyways, what happens is he goes back to his trailer, and he decides he's gonna stand up to himself, and he stands up to his mom's boyfriend. And it's funny what he calls him. He calls him a crazy Dutch bastard. So I thought that was pretty funny, a chuckle factor right there. And what happens is the redneck doesn't really find it to be all that good, and he calls Lester an asshole and tells him to get out of the trailer, and they get into a big argument, and it leads out into the middle of the woods where the trailer park lays. And right in front of the Scarecrow, Lester begins getting choked to death by his mom's boyfriend, and what happens is, of course he dies, choked to death, right there. But right in front of the Scarecrow, so what happens is, I never really understood it, but I guess his soul just jumped into the Scarecrow, jumped into the closest thing it could find. And then it takes like a year after, so it doesn't take too long. Like it skips the year and everything, so that's good. It feels like 5 seconds. And what happens is he comes back as the badass Scarecrow, and he starts to get revenge on all the kids who bullied him, and he does it in some really creative ways too. Like, he kills with corn cobs. He shoves them into one of the asshole's necks. And a teacher who bullied the crap out of him too, treated him like shit. She had a very original death. I liked it. She was killed in the classroom. She's supposed to be a history teacher, and what happens is those poker things for chalkboards and stuff to hit at what the teacher's teaching. He takes that, holds her down, and shoves it deep into her skull and squeezes it deeper into her skull, and a whole bunch of blood just flies everywhere. It's a cheap effect, but it looks pretty gory on camera, so I appreciate that. Not showing a whole lot, but still keeping it in the realms of like on their modest budget. It is a low budget film, by the way, as you can tell from the cover and the back. There's the Scarecrow with his scythe. The guy who plays the Scarecrow, not really an actor, he's more of a stuntman. And the Scarecrow has some really cool comebacks and stuff like that. And anyways, I'm not gonna spoil the ending or anything, but let's just say his main mission is to go after Judy for what he thinks she did to him. And what happens, Judy tries to fight back. And that, I'll leave it at that. But anyways, he goes on a bunch of killing rampages and everything, and he tries to kill his mom too. But he lets her live because he does end up having a conscience and everything. He does remember that. Even though she wasn't really a good mother, she, in a way, still took care of him. And anyways, Lester goes after everyone he can. And the thing about the deaths in this film, they're so far apart from each other. So, we've got... The scenes with the Scarecrow are really, really boring, so that gets a thumbs down for the slowness of this movie. Like, this movie is really, really slow, like I said. It takes 30 minutes for it to get to the good stuff. Like, they want you to really know Lester. They want you to really feel his pain, like what he's going through. And I like the punch line right there. Don't know if you can see it because of the reflection, but it says, "You've never been stopped like this." Right there. And anyways, this is a good film to watch on like a Friday or Saturday night. Get home from school or get home from work, pop this sucker in, watch it. You get a couple laughs out of it, you get some good effects. But there's a part in it where he takes a dude's heart out like this, just shoves it through him. Just shoves basically his hands of hay, shoves it through his chest and grabs out his heart. And then it falls to the floor. Not really good gore right there. Like, you can tell the heart's fake, but you just have to have a little imagination. Like, just imagine like a real heart, like a realistic looking heart, because this heart is just puny. Like, you can tell it's some kind of plastic rubber type of thing. Stuff they use in props and stuff, like a prop gun. Yeah, stuff like that. Anyways, on a scale from 1 to 10 hatchets, I give this, it's going to be really low, a 5.6 out of 10 hatchets, just because it was just a little too short. Like, you don't get to see the Scarecrow very much, but when you do see him, it's a really cool effect. So, on design of the Scarecrow, I'd probably give that like a 8.8 out of 10 hatchets. But overall, this movie deserves at least a 5.6 out of 10 hatchets. Definitely a movie to watch on the weekend. I did see the third one. The third one, Scarecrow Gone Wild, that's what it's called. I didn't really care a whole lot for that one. I mean, it was cool, but the dude didn't actually die. He was more in like of a coma, and his soul was just wandering around with possessing the Scarecrow. And the Scarecrow does not talk, so right there, it's not really all that fun to watch. Because this one, Scarecrow, it's fun to watch. He's got some snappy comebacks. He says a lot of funny shit. He does backflips and stuff off of shit like that. And the deaths are original, so that's really cool. And he does do some killing with with the scythe. So that's cool. But I don't think he has the scythe in the third one. I don't know. I heard the second one is supposed to be the best one in the series. He talks, he jumps around, you get to see him a whole lot in the film. And I heard he's actually looking for a bride in that one, trying to find himself some love. So anyways, if any of you have seen Scarecrow Slayer, that's what the second one's called, Scarecrow Slayer. Tell me about that one. I haven't gotten a chance to see that one yet. But I guess the third one's okay. It's not something I'd watch periodically. I'd probably watch it about once a year. I'd watch this movie about like twice a year. Good cheese movie. Anyways, that is my review on one of the cheese movies called Scarecrow. I know a lot of people don't like it, and I know a lot of people do like it. I am one of those people who gave it a chance, and I did like it. So tell me what you thought of it, and I bid you farewell until the next day. Hope you enjoyed my Halloween review.